coming up.
The whole idea is to just understand what your asymmetry is.
It all starts with the feet. Dr. Kyle Krupa shows us how our feet can affect everything from our ankles to knees and hips. Then we'll tour one of the most advanced escape rooms out there with plenty of puzzles to keep your brain in good shape too. Plus, we'll support it all with some healthy omega-3s and protein from these fresh fish dishes. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke and I'm holding some props because I'm in a new escape room in town. Look at this place. It's not just any escape room, it's pretty elaborate. We love getting our minds working here on SoFlo Health because it's good for your health. And this new escape room at City Place Doral, which is inside of Escapology, goes all out. In fact, this isn't the only one we're going to check out today. Stay with us and we'll meet Haley later on, who will explain more about escape rooms in general and show us what they have to offer here. But first, watch this. We're at Crew PT and Performance Lab. I'm joined by Dr. Kyle Krupa next to me, and we're going to be talking about feet and gait, something that we actually haven't covered too much of on SoFlo Health, so I'm excited to get into it. What are we looking for today, Kyle?
We want to take a look at how you're actually walking, and then if we could make any adjustments based on your types of leg compensations that you made over time.
What are the symptoms people would be experiencing if this is something that they needed to get checked out or addressed?
Definitely going to be instability. Also, you could be experiencing plantar fasciitis, tight calves, shin splints, and then just general swelling around the ankle itself, and a little bit of numbness and tingling outside of your pinky toe there. We're going to start with the gait analysis, so let's get that going first, all right?
Great.
Okay, so what I'm looking for is in your three phases of gait, you have what's called a heel strike, right? So this is your heel rocker, okay, and then as your foot drops and then you drop in a single leg stance, this is called your ankle rocker. That's how your shin is maneuvering over the top of your ankle, okay? And then you have a toe rocker, right? Just to break it down into three phases. Okay. So with this toe rocker, that's where you get into that toe off phase and you launch into your next step. Okay. So for you, you're actually a little bit more restricted through your ankle rocker, this portion right here.
So that's my foot's doing this.
Then the foot is also collapsing in a little bit. It's a little bit of a separate issue, but really what I want to see is that talus bone maneuver nice over the underneath the shin bone itself.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can do inside.
Yeah, let's go.
Do it. The world's largest boat and yacht show is making its way back to us this week. Experience the Discover Boating Miami International Boat Show starting February 12th through the 16th. See over 1,000 different boats and marine brands at 6 different locations sprawling along Miami's scenic coast during President's Day weekend. From kayaking to boating to recreational water sports, there's something for everyone to discover. For more information and tickets, navigate to miamiboatshow.com. Find out what goes into these multi-room escape rooms when SoFlo Health returns.
Focusing on you. Innovations in modern medicine from your team of experts at UHealth, the University of Miami Health System.
When 87-year-old Sandra Luxemburg felt fatigued a few months ago, she knew it was her heart.
I couldn't breathe. I was feeling out of breath.
She went to see Dr. Pedro Cox, an interventional cardiologist at UHealth who specializes in heart valve disease. He told Sandra she needed an aortic valve replacement due to aortic stenosis.
Aortic stenosis is a condition where you have this stiffening of the leaflets or doors inside the valves of the heart, leading to heart failure, chest pain. We're seeing more people that are not candidates for open heart surgery. And now we do have other ways to treat and change valves inside the heart.
Here at UHealth, doctors have perfected the TAVR procedure. This allows patients to recover more quickly and get back to enjoying what they love.
TAVR, it stands for transaortic valve replacement. We do a small incision in the femoral artery. We put a wire into the artery aorta and then into the heart. You go home next day or 2 days after the procedure.
Right after the surgery, I just felt wonderful.
Sandra is back to enjoying her 13 grandchildren and 19 great-grandchildren. She's grateful to Dr. Cox and the UHealth team.
He was very warm. He just made you feel good.
Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. We're outside of Escapology, where we were earlier today when you saw me inside of the Batman escape room. But it's all a part of City Place Doral, where you can grab something to eat, bowl, work out at Anatomy, where we've been in the past, or do an escape room like we are today. So let's head back inside, meet Haley, learn more about escape rooms, and have some fun. Hey Haley, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here. Where am I right now?
We're in Scooby-Doo in the Spooky Castle Adventure Escape.
Okay, and this is an escape room, correct?
Yes, correct.
All right, and for those that are watching and either don't know what an escape room is or they kind of have an idea, what is an escape room?
So basically what it is, you're locked in the room for an hour. You're trying to find puzzles to escape. You're never actually locked inside the room. You can always leave if you ever need to. But you are locked inside the room based on the storyline. You're trying to solve puzzles and get to the end and either solve the mystery, find your exit code, do a final task, whatever the case is for which room you're in.
Perfect. And let's use this room as an example. What's the story here?
For this room specifically, the town of Crystal Cove has been suffering multiple attacks from a monster known as the Mystery Ghost. He has kidnapped the local Baroness, and your goal is to uncover who the Mystery Ghost is and save the Baroness.
Okay, great. So I assume I start looking around the room for clues? How do I begin?
So after your host leaves, you watch two videos, the rule video and the storyline video. After that happens, your hour starts counting down. You have to look around the room, try to find clues that connect to each other, try to solve puzzles, and eventually make your way through.
Okay, great. I mean, immediately looking around, I see that this is kind of seemingly out of place, and I think that this fits somewhere over there. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great. And something like this also seems extremely friendly for kids.
Yes.
Is that the case?
Yes, of course. So we offer kids mode escape rooms. This room specifically can be turned into a kids mode game. How we do that is we have a kids mode asset paper that we put inside the room for them with a marker. It's basically a checklist that they can check everything off in the order that the puzzles go in. We also have specialized clues designed for kids. There's some picture clues or just specially worded for kids to help kids perceive the puzzles.
Right, but then adults can have just as much fun in here too.
Of
with
course, yes.
the difficulty of the regular puzzles.
Yes, of course.
Excellent. So if I walk over here, I'm gonna see that, I'm guessing that, yep, fits in just like a square peg in a square hole and a round peg in a round hole.
Yep.
But I don't see all of the answers around, so how would I find more of these puzzle pieces?
You will find them as you go on with each puzzle.
Got it. So you have to do some more work, and sometimes the puzzles aren't so linear. They kind of happen as you're doing other puzzles.
Yes, correct.
Great. And what makes Escapology special or different from other escape rooms?
Escapology is the world's largest escape room brand. We have exclusive licensing partnerships to be able to bring you games based on Scooby-Doo, Agatha Christie, Star Trek, Batman, all those fun rooms. We also offer multi-room experiences. In fact, let me show you.
Let's go. So after I solve all the puzzles, the next room opens?
Yes, that's correct. And when you solve all the puzzles in this room, you make your way to the next.
All right, so we end up in another room. It seems like there's a lot to do in every experience.
Yes.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to share about Escapology?
Escapology has something for everyone. We have over 20 different active rooms.
Do you have a favorite room?
Yes, I do. It's going to be the Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express due to how stunning the set is and how well the puzzles flow with each other.
Great. I take it you're an escape room enthusiast?
I am, yes. I've done over 100 escape rooms just in the South Florida area. I love them so much, and Escapology is like top tier for me.
Great. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to share this with us. I'm excited to see more while I'm here. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
Yeah, of course.
You got it.
Fresh fish is always a great protein option, and ceviche preserves the nutrients and adds excellent flavor at the same time. We came to Suviche to see how it's done. Here's Chef to show you more.
We put around like 6 to 7 ounces of fresh shrimp. We're gonna start making it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of cilantro that we chop fresh as well. We have onions and tomatoes. We have fresh avocado that we try to get the best avocados always. So we're just gonna dice it quick and add it into the shrimps like that. And then we mix. Then we add a little bit of leche de tigre, which is the mother sauce of the ceviche. Then you can add our chili sauce, which is our cucumber and serrano pepper mix. We like to garnish with some crispy tostones and some canchita on top too as well, which is a Peruvian corn. And that's it. Simple as that.
I'm now joined by Gabriel. Gabriel, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Chef just made this beautiful dish, actually all of these beautiful dishes, but we just saw him make this one and gave us a little bit of the history of the ceviche that you make here. But what is ceviche to you?
Ceviche to me is a concept that takes traditional Peruvian food and Japanese cuisine and marries them together. We don't stay in one lane. We kind of like to respect both traditions, but also kind of get creative with the ingredients and the things that we create for our guests.
Who is ceviche for? Who should try it?
Everybody. I mean, I think we have something on the menu for everyone. Whether you're looking for a healthy meal, or you're looking for something quick, or maybe you're looking for something that's comforting and filling. And we take a lot of pride in how we source our ingredients, where they come from, and how we handle them. You pair that up with great service and a great ambiance, and you have a home run.
I'm gonna get a little bit of tasting this, a little shrimp on there. My mouth is salivating.
You gotta get some sauce. So key thing here when you're eating the ceviche, is that you use a spoon. And the reason why is you want to be able to get all those sauces into the ceviche, so that you can get the full experience.
Let me get some of the sauce in here. Pour that on top. All right, I'm gonna get a little bite, or a big bite. Wow. I love that it's fresh, feels light, but filling with ingredients that I don't have to feel guilty about. Even the plantain chip. Yep. A lot of times the plantain chips you get, they feel greasy or like oily. Mm-hmm. This is like a dry tostone almost. It's it's great.
You wouldn't be able to tell it's fried, right? That's
what I love about it. Because I think a little bit of fried is fine in your life, especially when it's just not heavy on the greasy. When you're trying to do something that's nicer for yourself and health, that's amazing.
Yep.
Is there anything else we should know about ceviche?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a gluten-free menu. We also have a vegan menu. We've also, got great drinks, great happy hour from 3 to 7, all days of the week.
This is amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
I was trying to contain my excitement while you were sharing with us. Absolutely delicious. A nice little combination of flavors and just unique, which I like.
Yeah.
If people want to learn more about ceviche, your menu, what you're doing, how can they?
Yeah, I mean, you can either visit any of our locations, Doral, we have in Doral, Wynwood, Brickell, and South Beach. But, you can always follow us on Instagram at Ceviche.
Gabriel, thanks so much for having us in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Of course. I'm going to eat more of this. Stay with us as Dr. Kyle Krupa continues to take care of us from the bottom up after the break on SoFlo Health. What do you mean 6 Saturdays in a row? At 2:30? Glenn, I gotta let you go. I've got an escape room to solve and a show to do. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we've been at Escapology in City Place Doral, and we're solving puzzles. And that's a whole point of being in an escape room, as we learned from Haley earlier. The good thing about solving puzzles is that they work with your brain's neuroplasticity, which is that kind of feeling you have as you're trying to figure something out. It's your brain making new neural pathways that end up lasting after you solve the problem in order to solve the problem. And that's good for your health overall and for your mind. So stay with us as I figure this out. And first, watch this. We're at Crew PT and Performance Lab. I'm joined by Dr. Kyle Krupa. We've been talking about gait and feet, so let's continue. What are we doing now?
Right, so after we did your gait analysis, we saw that you didn't have a great ankle rocker, and we want to actually take a look at your talus bone and how that's moving inside the mortise of your ankle. So basically like how one bone is sliding over the top of the other, and if it's stuck, a little bit stuck like that, we have a good mobilization technique that we're going to do to try to open that up. So I'm going to have you slide back,
Okay.
and we're going to put a band around your ankle, and then I'm going to have you hold on to another band. And what that's doing is it's pulling that talus bone down.
Okay.
And then we're gonna slide your foot up towards your face.
Should I pull this?
Okay, yep, pull that and just help me out. Okay, and then now let's point your toes away from you. Good, and bring it back up. We're gonna get 10 reps. One more time, I'm gonna press down. Good, you should feel some good pressure there. Yeah, good. All right, ready? Take that off. And what you'll notice if you bring your foot up and down, you should have a little bit more range of motion.
Yeah, it reminds me of when you just lifted dumbbells and then you pick up your phone feels like it's super light.
Right,
That's how my foot feels now.
Yeah.
It feels like it's...
And you can see this is actually gliding much better right now, you know, after we did the mobilization, but we now have to apply that to when you're in a closed chain position with your foot on the floor.
Okay.
Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is actually build an orthotic, right? And that orthotic that we have looks like this here. And the orthotic is actually, you'll see, is flat on the bottom, and then we build the orthotic up to your foot. Okay. So what that does is it helps support this bone, and then create stability there while you're not allowing the arch to collapse down towards the floor.
Got it.
Okay, so that's why it's nice and flat on the bottom.
And is that something that you then need to use for the rest of your life?
No, so the idea is for you to retrain your foot to activate the muscles that you need to activate with this new mobility that's inside the ankle joint itself, and then apply that to your gait, right? And then we start to wean you off of the orthotic. Right, so it's only there it's almost like using a crutch after knee surgery.
Okay.
Right? You just did all this work on the knee, and then now you need to kind of offload it a little bit, and then graduate back to no crutch or orthotic, and then graduate it out that way.
Right, it's not that you want to keep using crutches for the rest of your life, it's just to get you through a period of time while you're rehabilitating.
Exactly.
Great, what's next?
All right, so I'm gonna scan the foot so we can build the orthotic.
All right, give us a second to get the scan. Okay, he just scanned my feet with what?
Yeah, so I'm using a 3D scanner actually. So this uses the facial recognition that we use to unlock our phones.
Yes.
And it is making a 3D mold of your foot that way. So I have to use the scan where I go and I actually trace around the foot and it detects that shape, and I'm able to actually send that off to our lab. And our lab is actually in Spain.
Okay.
They manufacture the orthotic in about 10 days.
Great. And when it comes to using the orthotics to get the result that you want, how are you doing that differently than, say, others might be?
I've seen a lot of processes where they put the foot like in a foam block, or they'll try to like map it out with you standing on a pressure map of some sort, but it doesn't actually create a full 3D mold of the foot, which I like to have just so the person could understand, how this is going to fit inside of a shoe.
Okay.
Right? So like if you have a big bulky foot, does it need to be more slim? If you have something that's like a wider toe box, but a wider arch, and your actual ankle and your talus bone doesn't start till up here, those are all things that we need to identify in your 3D mold.
What would people be experiencing that they might need something like this?
I would say any foot pain in general. So I see like any kind of neuralgia where you're feeling like numbness, tingling in the toes, or plantar fasciitis, or you're feeling pain in the bottom of the heel bone right here. Ankle sprains where you're getting this ATF or deltoid ligament over here sprain, playing soccer, football, any kind of multi-directional sport, something like that.
Great. What's next?
So we're going to take a look at your asymmetry from side to side.
Okay.
I'm going to put a sensor on that muscle, and we're going to have you doing some calf raises to see what that asymmetry looks like and try to catch this left leg up to your right leg.
Sounds good. Let's head out to the gym. We're out in the gym now, as you can probably hear. It's happening, plenty of people working out, but we've got some assessment to do. You've got some sensors in your hands. What are those?
Yeah, this is a device called Symmetric.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is take a look at what's happening beneath the skin and beneath the surface level, and how well that muscle is contracting on your left side as compared to your right side.
Okay.
So we're going to take a look. I'm going to put sensors on both sides. So I'm going to have you roll up that pant leg.
All right.
And I'll stick these to you. Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna have you hold on to this.
Okay.
Okay. and then you're gonna give me 10 calf raises. Go for it.
All right.
So now it shows that you're favoring 80% of the time.
Got it.
Favoring the left side.
So there's some fluctuation there, which is normal.
Obviously, you were contracting way harder the second time around than you were the first time.
Got it.
So, but the whole idea is to just understand what your asymmetry is, and if there's a certain skew in another way, then we have to favor that side when we do your strength training.
Right. So I've had, I take decent care of myself, so I definitely have, but I still definitely have some favorability on one side versus the other. So for some people that are experiencing a lot more pain, they're going to see a bigger difference in that symmetry.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You can imagine you're favoring one side versus the other if you're in pain.
Right.
So this gives you that biofeedback that you can see that, and now it gives you a target to hit every time you're doing an exercise.
I think the good news is that by using the tools that you have here for diagnostics, you're able to help people not only in office, but also out in everyday life.
Correct. And also create a new exercise plan that's going to be focused on your deficit by bringing it to light with a device like this.
Well, Dr. Kyle Krupa, thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You got it. Hey, I'm over here. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we're still at Escapology in City Place, Doral. As you can see, this is one of their spookier themed escape rooms, and they have a little something for everybody. It's called 7 Deadly Sins. So whether you wanted to do something like this, one of the kid-friendly ones, or a big franchise like Batman or Star Trek, they've got a little bit of everything here, so everyone can get engaged in the puzzles. And we hope that you get engaged in puzzles because, as we mentioned earlier, they're good for neuroplasticity, which is your mind's ability to adapt and rewire and create new neural pathways so that you can solve problems or just have a healthier brain. It's also great for people to stave off dementia and those with behavioral disabilities. Plus, it's just fun for everyone. That's all for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks for sticking with us. We hope that you watch previous episodes on SoFlo Health using SoFloShows.com. You can also follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health, and I have a puzzle to solve here, and I'll be out of here in just a moment. Hey, wait, no.